Hello everyone, welcome back to This is the Police. Retired Officer Thomas Blaine shoots a pregnant woman. Oh dear. Officer Blaine explains. Oh, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Oh god. Mayor Rogers. City has no problem with racists. Let's go to work. Or
Why
not.
would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Maffia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Maffia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Maffia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
So we're being given a choice here. We can leave him to die, basically. And his whole family. Who are basically innocent, like his wife, 3 daughters. They will all die. Or we can agree to help him, which would make us in servitude to the Maffia, basically, until the end of the year, which I think roughly coincides with when we are leaving the force. I'm tempted to see what would happen if we don't help him. But I don't want his innocent family to die, even though it's his fault.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack,
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the Maffia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last hammer falls. Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a Maffia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
So, that went great. Let's just go to work. Birch. My father got drunk and beat my mother again. This time it looks pretty bad. I'd like to go to see them. Can I have the day off? I sympathize, Birch, but you are pretty terrible. Guy, you drank too much. Yes, I don't want another dead cop. Make a mental note, if he keeps drinking too much, we will fire him. Didn't get any copyright for Sweet Ginger Green, so let's keep that going. No matter your personal relationship with the city's administration, your police station is at their mercy. In order to maintain reasonable working conditions, you have to send appropriate requests to the mayor. Right, so we've just unlocked a new thing in affairs. City Hall. Decisions from City Hall depend on whether they are satisfied with your work. You can send requests every 5 days. So they've turned that down from 7 to 5 days. Interesting. That's good, because it's easier. The fools in charge of the city may refuse outright, or accept only some of your requests. So only ask for what you really need. So I think you can ask for multiple things. I'm going to ask for a officer. And looks like you can't ask for multiple things. We'll ask for an extra officer slot. Seems like a good idea. Disorderly conduct at Eddie's Burgers. Every morning there's a dirty piss of bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches, scaring all the customers. I think we'll send Robbins and Grant to check that out. We're in the market for 2 new cops. They're pretty... These didn't refresh, that's annoying. Nobody else comes up. Yes, we'll hire them. Robbery! Touch of Dionysus liquor store. A witness looked on from her window while an armed man with a stocking on his head entered the nearby liquor store. We'll send Stovall, Samedy, Vandal, and Hoskin. Don't have a lot of cops in reserve now. That's probably a bad idea, but I want to make sure that that robbery doesn't get out of hand. And there's a fight in a residential area. A hot dog vendor reports that he saw 2 Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're swearing in Spanish and beating each other with microphone stands. We'll wait a couple of minutes. Give the other cops time to come back. Disorderly conduct. Officer caught. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Tomorrow's the deadline to fire all black cops. Did not see those messages earlier. I'm not gonna fire my black cops. And we get our weekly salary. We're gonna send Birch. If the situation is very serious and he asks for backup, we can send Robbins and Grant. Shop has 2 exits from which a few people have already fled. We can drive a patrol car straight through the front window. It's not the best idea, but it's definitely cool. Too bad we're not shooting a movie. Enter through the main entrance or the back door. We'll sneak up to the back door. The stick-up man noticed the police presence. This is a stick-up, sir. He took the cashier hostage. He's holding his gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off!" Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. We can yell at him, "Quiet, Abdul, you're just making things more complicated." Silently take aim at the robber, or tell him, "You, in the mask, shut your face and drop the weapon." I think we'll go with that. Most people don't want to kill anyone in that scenario. The robber visibly, the robber visibly grows nervous. "Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll take a little bit and go. No one was hurt." The cashier begins to cry. We're not gonna give him money. There's 2 ways out of this shop. In cuffs or in a body bag. Everyone's unharmed. There we go. Robbery in the city center. An ancient Chinese necklace was stolen from Bao Liang while she was on the way to the pawn shop. We'll get Moser to be our lead investigator. He's not as tired as Olejo is. And we'll put everyone on the case, because why not? We have a request over here. Jack, this morning the organizers of the Golden Beast Hunt suddenly changed the rules of the annual shooting contest. Now features teams instead of single competitors. You sent me 2 of your finest marksmen. I'd love to do really well in the competition. It's a hot one today and a lot of people are going for a swim. Last week 4 people drowned on the beaches of Freiburg and the press was in an uproar. Please send someone to keep an eye on things. We'll send Grant. This will keep City Hall a bit happier. And hopefully make it so we don't lose a lot of budget. We nearly have all our large response force back, so we can take care of that. How'd the fight go, Birch? Come on, Birch. I'm trying to rely on you here. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. Destruction of property. We'll send Stovall and Vandal. I think we might want to send Samadi and Hoskin over there to get him a bit of practice. Yeah, Birch is almost back. We'll send Samadi and Hoskin. So that, I guess, should earn us a little bit of money. How did it go, Stovall? Yeah, that's why we sent Stovall. He's amazing. Vandal got a bit of experience off the back of that, which is great. Started investigation on the robbery and got some frames. Bao Liang, the victim. Me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation. I was going to pawn an antique necklace which had been in my family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped my bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out. So he came up, took the bag and then left off. Let's see what the other had. Yeah, on the motorcycle, was dressed in a jacket. I think this should, yep, there we go. Kuan Yin Lin, Chinese immigrant, recently expelled from the university. Aha. We'll wait for our cops to return and then, there's a vandalism. We should have cops on call to respond to that. Cutting it pretty close, we'll send Stovall and Vandal again. Actually, we'll send Stovall and Birch. Guard went out for a smoke, so a teenager writing obscenities on the wall of the building. I chased a brat up a tree. You can take it from here. I'm going to send Birch as filler. I want to have Robbins and Vandal take care of the robbery here. We'll bring SWAT as well. Forced robbery. We're getting new frames. It's getting late. Ernst Fitzgerald. They got 55. Both of them. Wow. Hoskins is a great officer now. Samadi is even better than Robbins. We did it, Boyd. We won. That Ernst really knows a lot about shooting. He even taught us a thing or two. He invited us out hunting to celebrate the victory. So we'll be taking a day off. We deserve it. Thankfully, it's quite late in the day already. We don't have anyone left to respond to things, unfortunately. But we shouldn't have anything pop up. There we go. Just have to wait and see how everything pans out, and then we'll be done. I just noticed. They had a blue path because they were responding to the robbery, and they had a red path because they were responding to the emergency. Vandalism. Way to go, Stovall. You're a good cop. We had a robbery. Offender caught. We can't hire anyone anymore, unfortunately, so we are going to have a light shift. We're able to arrest all the suspects. Beasley is a beast. Looks like tomorrow is going to be a long day. More like the first of all of the long days. There's just too much going on. I'll ask Stovall to come to work tomorrow. You want to get Birch? We might want to have Hoskin come in tomorrow as well. There we go. We'll play one more day. It's in the middle of July. Thomas Bain, pregnant woman killer, sent to mental hospital. According to Dr. Eleonora Waterbury, Thomas Blaine has a new form of schizophrenia. Mayor Rogers, not afraid of the competition. Well, that's good for him. Come on, piece of junk. Why won't you ever start?
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked him his name, but he just ignored me. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those portables. He gave me this envelope and left.
Damn. Okay, let's see about this. Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo, but I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message was not that they got out. It meant that I was in. My servitude to the Maffia had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already knew why Kendrick called it a contract. You sound doomed if you call it what it is. A curse. Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful, Mr. Sand. And what is it you do for a living?
Oh, you'll soon find out all about that. Well, you'll learn much more than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off your phone. You start today.
Eight in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100, 800 out of 1,000. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially became a Maffia whore. I'm supposed to be fearing for my life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's going to happen to 8 and 10?
Call your doctor to see if 8 and 10 is right for you. So we've got Stovall and we've got Hoskin on here. You can see that, judging by the A, they belong to the A shift. They're working B shift today. We've got Mole, Armstrong, DeBrito. We've got decent people. Just not too many of them. Yeah, give me more of that sweet ginger green. Lovely. let's get this day started, shall we? Kuan Yin Lin turned out to be a member of a gang known as the Red Masks. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. Yeah, let's take down a gang. Are you kidding me? Ooh, the reward is 20 grand. There are a number of gangs in Freeburg, and that means there's bounties to collect. Some of the criminals you come across will be members of one gang or another. In exchange for immunity, they may be willing to give up their bosses. Start investigating Ning Hei. In this way, you can get your hooks into gang members higher and higher up the food chain, and ultimately take down the boss. If you do arrest the boss, the gang will be finished. You'll get to claim a reward. There's also a reward for formally charging gang members. Whenever you arrest a gang member, you get a bonus. But your deal with that person is over. Don't settle for small fish. You can use the small fish to catch the big fish. Start to investigate. Mole, get on it. Brito, Armstrong, do help out. Request approved. You have one more job slot for an officer. Oh, he's good. He's really good. We have 4 slots free. George Mitchell, I want to hire you for... That's the wrong ship. Oh well. We can shuffle him around, right? Yeah, we can shuffle him around at some point. He's 400 professionalism, that's great. I forgot we had the B shift here. We'll hire someone else for B, and then... Yeah, that is some... Great cops, I'm glad I waited. That is all above average, that's great. Backlog, fire all the black cops, that failed. Don't care. Jack, you swore an oath to serve this city. If you can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. Eliminate the Red Mask Gang. Bao Liang gave several interviews in which she spoke about atrocities committed by the Red Mask Gang. She embellished a lot and distorted the facts. If you want to keep people from panicking, you'll need to take down the gang within the next 4 days. You know what? I think that might be a thing we can arrange. Detectives are riding out to the scene. Got an attempted murder at the Sugar Dream Confectionery. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with the manager. He's trying to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. Then Cabot and Hoskin. This is a nice way of beefing up A shift a bit while also having more people on B shift to try and get successes, so everyone's better off. Ning Hei is the faithful assistant Yin Yang, a founding member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. I was thinking for a minute that he's the faithful assistant of Yin Yang. I think that's how it's supposed to be, but... Necklace, door, repository. Alright, we'll wait for some frames and then we'll see what's up. I think the Sweet Ginger Green just ended. We'll get some more Bud Meeps Bob from Bud Freeman. Yeah, it's a jam session today. Right, they're about to respond. It's eerily quiet today, so far. You know, knock on wood and all that. Excellent, we caught the offender. Good job, guys. Got a carjacking. I'm getting flashbacks. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walk between cars, trying handles in hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, he drove, shrieking from the parking lot, greatly exceeding the speed limit. He fled towards the suburbs. I think we'll send Stovall, Asano, and Tsubaki. It'll be a nice way to get them some experience on making sure that Stovall doesn't screw up on the job. I'm glad to have him on temporarily. We'll try and shift the new guy that we just hired with 400 professionalism over to B squad at some point, because I accidentally hired him for A. You know, we'll try to balance it out a bit later. It'll be fine. Officers have determined the car thief's location. You can overtake and block the road, catch up and open fire. Why would you want to do that? You can overtake and attempt to take him into custody. We're gonna block the road. Yeah, Stovall. Excellent. There now. Well, Asano is considered average. Hostage situation. A weeping child called in, saying that someone was holding him against his will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I'm gonna go outside and see Pete. I've got a feeling. If not, then Hoskin might well die, but I've got a good feeling. Welcome back, Stonewall, Asano, and Tsubaki. We have a large response force ready today. Not a whole lot's happening yet. We'll wait a little bit. Christopher G. Sand. Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refuses to pay his debts. Says that the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side we're on. The police are on. We'll send Tsubaki. I don't want to do too many, Ooh, false alarm. Joseph Lowry's mother wouldn't let him play until he ate his broccoli. Oh boy. He is not leaving the house for a long time. Theft at the Rubinovich Casino. We received a call from an angry casino patron. He claims that one of the casino girls that was hanging around the table lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple of $1,000s in cash, several credit cards. Casino security shoved him outside, saying that he was drunk. The man isn't giving up so easily. We'll send Kochi and Yancey. That way we still have a great response force left. I think the frames are about to come in for the investigation. We might be able to make an arrest right away. Hoskins now back at the police station, so we have plenty of cops to respond to anything. Assault with a deadly weapon. At a parking lot exit, a security guard stopped a suspicious-looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver reached casually into the glove compartment, then pulled out a gun and opened fire. That's bad. Do we want to send everyone is the question. 911. How'd the theft go? Yeah, it went alright. I don't think... I have a sneaking suspicion we're not going to get those frames today, so we're just going to send everyone. Oh, looks like we're having a long day today. This might come back to bite us in the ass. Nah, Kochi and Yancey are nearly back. Yeah, it really is a long day. Police cruiser is caught up with the perpetrator's van. We can shoot out its tires. Use the bullhorn to order the van to stop or try to run the van off the road. We'll use the bullhorn. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through the window of a sex shop. A woman exits the vehicle, grabs the shop attendant and puts a gun to his head. We can tell her to let go, throw a rubber sex doll at her, or shoot her in the head. We'll negotiate. Yeah! Everyone's unharmed. A lot of professionalism. Stovall is the man right now. Kubota, Hoskin, Sano. We're all getting decent cops over here now. I approve. Looks like the force is recovering from the earlier tragedies. Receiving stolen property. You've got new frames. I think he walks up, meddles with the lock, and then takes it? No. Do we not have enough frames? This is he walks up. Pretty sure it's supposed to be like that. Oh no, he apparently... Oh, he opens the door, walks up. I see. Suspect, Ning Hei, Chinese immigrant. Hasn't officially worked anywhere for the last 10 years. Well, how about that? We're gonna send Kochi and Kubota. And SWAT. I think the day will end at the shift will end at 2 a.m. I think this might be the weekend, or it might just be like, hey, you're now farther into the game. You're gonna have to play a little bit longer, which is totally fine with me. Again, noticing a nice little detail. Purple stripe for responding to that. I think yeah, their professionalism went up. Plus 40 for 20 for Koshi, 20 for Kabata. Also a bit for Mole. Mole is getting buff. She's exercising her thinking brain. You could arrest him, but we don't have any detectives on. Oh, it's 3 a.m. no less. Yeah, we're gonna end the day here. That was pretty good. We're not gonna be able to order anyone to come to work tomorrow, which is fine. Like, this shift is, I would love to shift you over to A shift, Mitchell. Stovall is getting a bit tired because he had to work overtime. I do appreciate it, though. Keep an eye on Guy if he keeps drinking too much. We're gonna end the day. Checkpoint, day 7, July 21st, Sunday. We're going to end the episode here. If you enjoyed it, then please do leave a like down below. It really does help the channel out a lot. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. And until next time, have a good one, folks.